So the priceless question is this: how are average people like us that play by the rules, going to school, listening to our parents, having to just settle in life, working day to day to make ends meet, but how are we now making above average income, getting massive cash flow, and having the time freedom to do what we want, when we want, and how we want? That's the real question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Maurice Trimble Jr., aka The Rich Lab Rat, and welcome to Clinical Study Secrets. Greetings everybody. This is Maurice Trimble Jr., aka The Rich Lab Rat, aka The Lab Rat King, and I am your host for the first ever official Clinical Study Secrets podcast. Where here we talk about everything dealing from clinical studies, clinical study trials in particular, and we like to help many people as possible to escape the rat race and live a better and more prosperous life. I want to welcome you all here to this podcast. You definitely can learn more about myself. I'm an entrepreneur, an investor, clinical study specialist, and I just like to definitely welcome you all and thank you for listening on the podcast. It's going to be episode 1. So what we're pretty much doing is just giving a trailer, giving everybody just a good understanding of what this is and what we'll be doing on this podcast. We really are just here, no different than how my opt-in talks about with my membership, is just helping people in clinical study locations all across the U.S. Also, help them to be able to, take advantage of being able to get alerts and seize their opportunity before it's gone, because clinical studies is a thing that is very, very impactful in this nation. A lot of people might not know what a clinical study is. So I just want to give a little backstory on this first episode. Just want to let people know about everything they need to know about clinical studies. On this podcast, we're going to have a lot of interviews. We're going to be speaking to a lot of individuals that's making a high 5-figure, some even making 6-figure income with doing clinical studies. And like myself, have been doing it for a very, very long time. I went from being homeless, being broke, with $0 in my pocket to over 6 figures without even working a job. This has been over a decade of doing this. Of course, the old saying says, it pays to be healthy, and that is exactly true. It definitely pays to be healthy. I like to let everybody know that you can have the income that you want, the freedom that you want, the lifestyle that you want. Anybody can have this if they just obtain clinical study secrets and understand that clinical study trials is a great way to put not just extra money in your pocket, but I've seen people go from bootstrapping their business to getting out of that job that they didn't want to have, to getting that nice home or a nice vehicle that they want, taking care of their family, their parents that might be ill or sick, their kids that might need things, even if it's for just leisure or for sport, like going to have money from these trials to go on vacations to, all kinds of places that they might have always wanted to travel, but they never had the means and the money to be able to do it. So whatever walk of life one might be coming from, whatever their motive might be, that they want to have these types of riches and these type of just the monies that you can get, the compensation, the stipends, the Clinical Study Secrets podcast is for you, because we're going to cover everything about it. So I want to keep this short and sweet. With that being said, you can also, everybody can follow me on social media. My handle is going to be The Rich Lab Rat, whether that's Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, so many, TikTok, X, used to be called Twitter, of course, but it's X, The Rich Lab Rat. And that's THA for The Rich Lab Rat. All right. So with all that being said, I hope everybody stay tuned. Stay too blessed to be stressed. Always obsessed with success. Too grateful to be hateful. And as we always say here, smile, say cheese, because I'm going to show you how to get that cheese. Have a good day, everybody. You want the secrets to clinical study trials? Then go get my free Clinical Study Secrets guide at clinicalstudysecrets.com. Inside this guide, you'll see me crush the 12 false beliefs that hold people back in life. But you'll also discover how to become a rich lab rat so you too can escape the rat race.